then, while we're on the YouTube, I'm going to get over here into the Facebook and get our stuff going.
The Facebook.
Well, Mike and Katie share a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting that Katie was at Celebration on her birthday.
I mean, if you're going to have a birthday, go big.
Well, and I think it was Billy D's yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, right. That was another one.
He partied too hard.
Give me a minute here. We're still trying to get together here. People, we're live on YouTube, but we'll be live on Facebook momentarily.
Right.
If I could remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I was like, it's going to go so smooth. We did it perfect last night. And then I'm like, duh.
That's how it works.
How are you? I am fine. Let's give it a title and we'll just move on. All right. One last setting change. Stream this. Okay. Now, why is it not giving me go live as an option? The title.
So just bear with us, people. Those of you who are joining with us.
There it goes. That's a dumb little rule. All right. We should be getting up on the Facebook any second now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. According to my
We are live.
page, we are live.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for the delay, folks.
Yes. I'm so
Part
sorry.
of it was one thing and part of it was another. So we're here now. That's all that matters.
Well, welcome everybody to the virtual Cantina Star Wars Celebration Nightly News. Lightning. Yeah. So good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us and thank you for bearing with us. Got a lot of news to get to.
Sorry, that's me. My audio still keeps like going in and out.
We'll get the hang of this.
No, Sherry, we're on right now.
Yes.
Actually here.
For reals. Turn this down. All right, here we go. Live chat.
Yeah, we've done this before, we swear. While we're waiting for others to show up and stuff, I'm going to do a quick unboxing. Dave has a very stylish shirt on. The group, a lot of the people hopefully in the group photo today had a very stylish shirt on of one form or another, and maybe a lot of them with this one. I just got this in the mail the other day from our good friend and family member Joanna. And I'm gonna see if I can open it up. It even says my name on the outside. That's special.
Ooh, swanky.
All right, look at that.
Yes.
Amazing design. Damn, this is crisp and clean and way
hold it down where
sharper.
We can see your eyes so we can see it.
Oh, sorry. There we go. I was just playing the invisible cloak trick like I'm some sort of Harry Potter head. Anybody's got my preferred nickname and title. Because I'm a cool mod. Anyways, see if I can put this on real quick. Anyway, so we're live and day 2 of Celebration is in the books.
And a big day it was. A lot of interesting panels. Amazing news. Especially if you're a Rebels fan and a fan of Ahsoka. We'll get to that. Yeah. Yay. Welcome, Sherry. Good to see you.
Yes, we are here. We are live.
Yeah. So I wore my Cantina shirt last night. So these guys are taking over tonight.
Well, we're joining like we would have wore these at the show.
That's right. We would have been sporting all of our,
stylish
And this one, being specifically London themed, very cool. Big Ben with our good friend Moochie jumping up on there.
Moochie.
And the amazing artwork on the back that's Sex Pistols based.
Yes. That's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, the FOMO is real. Me and Dave
are bookends to Ashley's
Bad Batch shirt.
Yeah, Bad Batch. That's right. I forgot which we were wearing for a second.
So, yes. So right here is, but again, that's right. You will die of the FOMO.
Again, for the second day in a row.
Somehow we returned.
Somehow he laughed in your face. But yes,
so day 2. So many things. I have been glued to the YouTube all day long.
Yeah, some good content. I'm really happy with what they're letting us see.
Oh my God. It's been incredible just getting to hear about the creative process with like the character and the creature buildings. Getting to know more about the animated series that are coming out, which we will get to in a second. And also, again, like the huge panel of the day was the Ahsoka panel and the Return of the Jedi panel. Those are really cool. So we'll get into that as well.
Yeah, we'll touch on some other things, and
stay tuned for the end for a new segment. I know we've only been doing this twice, but a new segment tonight is our Star Wars Celebration post of the day. It's where we're featuring the content that you have given us.
Things from the Facebook page that we thought were cool posts, or good ideas or thoughts or images. So that'll be at the end.
And you guys are not disappointing. Like there's some amazing stuff that we got to pick through and showcase tonight. So we're looking forward
nice
to
be able to live vicariously through those that are fortunate enough to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about what was there and what was going on today.
Yeah.
And all the feels.
So many feels. Okay, so I tried really hard to get this shirt. They have that shirt in the Celebration store, and I was gonna get them for my Rebels crew. Sold out. The first time Rebels stuff has sold out on day 2. Usually it takes like day 3 to day 4 for it to go somewhere. Yeah, so that made me sad, but who knows?
It's the hot thing right now.
It's the hot thing.
But
that looks so cool.
And this being from one of the great, huge, amazing photo ops at Celebration right there.
Yes.
Check out the page, and I think Mark Von Olen has visited it 47 times already.
Again, we're living vicariously through you, Mark.
Yes.
This is what I was talking about yesterday with the homeless clone trooper. Amazing.
I mean, this guy is just killing it. He hit like a very specific niche thing,
Yeah.
People aren't necessarily gonna get it unless you've seen Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And you've been paying attention, because that scene goes by quick. If you blinked or looked to the other side of the screen, you didn't see him sitting in the shadows. So you may have heard him, but it is a real quick thing. So that kind of not to say throwaway scene, but that kind of quick, real glancing reference is kind of very cool to go all in on.
And it's really kind of carrying over and carrying through other media though now, because this is the entirety of what the last couple of episodes of Bad Batch this season was.
Oh yeah.
Is this kind of thing happening?
Have that kind of connection. Very true.
Very cool. And see, people, anybody, you do not have to have fancy pants materials to cosplay.
Recycle.
Celebration.
Cereal boxes.
Reuse,
yes.
Recycle. This is the way.
Have fun.
Yeah,
I knew a girl that made a Galactus cosplay out of Trix boxes. She was Galactrix.
yeah.
She had the full like headgear and everything. My friend Kaya. The coolest thing I've ever seen. But you don't need all of that to have a good costume.
I don't know if I saved the image. I definitely didn't add it to tonight's slideshow, unfortunately, but maybe I'll track it down. But there is, I saw somebody had done basically a cardboard front character, and it was a Sith Inquisitor. So it was a flat Inquisitor, and so I introduced that flat Inquisitor to the flat Lord of the Sith. And
oh my goodness, the flat Lord's
best friends now
have shown up.
Oh my!
There we go.
So
this,
but yeah, some of these cosplays are just superb.
Dang.
I just posted this one to the. I let this one post to the page. It's not my photo. Is
yeah, these are most of the
this
stuff
for
for
one of our
borrowing
members,
people.
but yes, it's the Darth Jar Jar. And you know, there's your opinion. Is he knighting young Luke into the Sith?
The lit lightsaber, really, we know what that does.
Come on, no.
Cauterizing a wound. What is he doing?
He's shaving his Padawan lock with. That is all.
Cutting off that braid.
Just reaching for those excuses. The Padawan braid. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's probably. I will look at that photo and be like, still too soon. But yeah. This one is really cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that they're still kind of cruising the floor, as it were, you know, accessible.
So I saw this one in someone's post earlier. I think they were literally waiting in line for the Ahsoka panel, and the Ahsoka panel like cut through the hall in front of them. Is that I have been where this came from?
Right.
Yeah. So we have Jon Favreau. We have Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm not sure who else is in there, but
looks like Hayden. I'm not sure if it is.
It does kind of look like Hayden, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, I don't he's kind of short. But
yeah, he's not. He might be a relative or something, or just part of their sort of entourage. But really, I was like, you know, good to see John out in front, being brand manager, as it were. You know, the face of the new Star Wars stuff is, you know,
yeah,
what it is, which is cool. And Kathy's there. She's the bigwig. She's the one that makes some of the decisions, but not all of the decisions. And you can't take the good with, and you got to take the good with the bad with the good. So if you don't like it,
it's not for you.
She's the same one that had everything to do with the stuff you love as maybe as the stuff you hate. So, you know, it's you can't have the stuff you love without having the things that you may not like. You know, in some cases, people are very, you know,
right. And again, if you don't like it, it's probably not for you. So don't knock it from the people who do love it.
Don't make me get back to the soapbox back out again.
He'll do it. He's crazy.
She's been involved in some amazing stuff, amazing franchises, you know,
blockbusters
through the decades. So she's, you know, she's earned the right to, you know, to kind of
now. Yeah.
I'm rambling.
No, you're good.
But no, just the fact that even these two Star Wars giants, just casually cruise in the hall in front of you. There's always.
I don't think they could do that in America, to be honest with you.
Well,
we all know.
To an extent, it's maybe a little bit more restricted, but you know.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I did notice that a lot of the photos that I saw
that will cruise the main hall in the U.S. celebrations, but
yeah,
I've seen, you know, it's.
Look at.
I've noticed there's a lot of shots with a handful of people that seem to be very visible and available and accessible, is what.
Doug Chang everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to. Is Doug is in? I've seen a million photos.
Loving this. I also saw earlier somebody with his wife who was dressed as Leia. I'm sorry, I didn't save the picture to the slide because I was scrolling through and I lost it. So he was dressed in Beskar Mando, and his wife was dressed as Leia, and their child was dressed as an Ewok. and Jon Favreau tapped him on the shoulder and gave him one of his challenge coins.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
And it says it has his initials on it. It says The Mandalorian executive producer, and it's got the mud horn. And then when you flip it over, it's got the Mando helmet, and it says The Mandalorian, this is the way, and Mandoa. So
Wow,
it's
cool.
really cool, and he doesn't hand those out often. So that's probably one of the coolest things I've seen so far from Celebration.
If people like actually respect that will win you drinks in any bar with Star Wars fans on the planet.
Absolutely, hands down. Like, and he got pictures with Favreau and his family, so that was so cool.
I think the only beat that is if you get like a Lucas coin. That George Lucas, pretty much the only one that you're going to put down that's going to beat that.
Right. Yeah.
True. So more from the
more from the floor.
Builders.
Look at this. Look at this bad boy from the season 1
how
of The Mandalorian.
tall are you thinking that is? That's 3, 6, 9, 12.
I don't know. I'm looking at the people next to.
Yeah,
easily.
I'm looking at R2, and R2's like 3+ feet, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at least like 5 R2s tall.
Easily.
It's even bigger than that. But yeah.
At the highest point, yeah. Dang.
It's easily.
Good night, Mikey. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Mike. Enjoy your show and your dinner.
Yeah, that's perfect. But yeah, there's so much amazing stuff. We showed the life-size TIE fighter last night. We're showing this tonight, and there's so much stuff to explore and be there. And
those builders are amazing. This stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it can actually stand is just.
Oh my God! Yeah. Next to those chicken legs, easily.
Yeah, and then they can break it down and transport it, and it's got to be a huge undertaking.
Yeah, that's got to be
so
the
cool.
difficult part, is to getting it to me.
So cool.
Oh, and this is a very artful image. I assume that's the name of the photographer. There is Mark Bass.
Yeah, I didn't. I just threw that in on top of the slide, but yeah, I wanted to make sure he got his, due credit, because that's like a really cool. He has a bunch of really kind of artsy, kind of almost a bad word, but photos that are more complex, let's say, than just your average snapshot like this one. This one makes the people look like they're water almost, the way they're flowing through the space.
Well, and I love the depth of this and what you can say about this image of a lot of something we'll get into a little bit later, I think, in one of our slides. But Celebration is going to be what you make of it. Everybody in there is rushing through and bustling in this whole tide of people moving around. But this small group of friends right here, this foursome, they're having their time. They're out in the middle. They're talking about. You assume they're like love of Star Wars, because we've got a Jedi, Ahsoka. I think that's a Padme possibly in the orange, and
could be one of the handmaidens for sure.
Mm-hmm. So it's what you make of it and what you can do, and you can just have your own moment in this sea of people.
Yeah,
that's what you gotta love about Celebration.
And the sea of people flows, so it may not seem. I mean, it seemed like it's a ton of people, but it's not like they're just like we showed pictures of queues and stuff yesterday that were seas of people. But once the gates are dropped, as it were, it flows. So it's it's not like you're always stuck in this sort of stagnant group.
So I think that might be my tip for people is just from Anaheim. I think the one morning that I got there that I didn't have a panel. The times that I had a panel in Anaheim, if there was a whole separate entrance for the main stage.
Right.
But I got there super early, and I got down in the queue where they had everything in there in the big long queue before they opened the floor, and I learned my lesson. I'm like, why am I here this early and just to stand around in here? I could have hung out on the plaza where they're doing the photos or whatever until after time, because after the time was up the next day that I didn't have a panel, I came back and went in the same entrance after things had opened. I boop, 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 right through and we're on the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting how you learn things as time goes on, obviously. And some things, work and some things don't the way they sort of planned them.
And it always differs from year to year.
Yeah.
Just because something
really
happens one year doesn't mean it will happen the next year.
And and it goes, including when it's at the same venue.
Mm-hmm.
You could do there was 2 Floridas in a row, and those were handled and run, different enough that there was, there's always a core of things that are basically the same, but always elements that are different or, better or worse or whatever. So you got to really take it with a grain of salt.
That's it. What's up, Blake? How you doing?
Hi, Blake.
And then, the autographs today.
Yeah, so many great autographs. Graphers.
Yeah, this is the first day of like all people autographing, like a lot of the main people autographing. So we have so many awesome photos with so many fantastic actors who've been involved in Star Wars. So here we see Hayden, we see Denise Go, who's Mark's favorite.
I'm surprised that's not Mark in that photo.
Yeah, Mark, why aren't you in this photo? Shame. Indira Varma, I've heard a lot of good things about her. My friend Teresa got to meet her today and said she was lovely.
Skip might have as well, but I know some other people from the group.
Bryce, I like that Indira yesterday, I think, and just said nobody was there, and he just walked up and had a great conversation because
come on, you guys,
like standing out front
good and
of her
bad,
table at that point, just say hey.
Yeah.
I love how she signs her autographs in DV. We have the Emperor, of course, Ming-Na Wen, Ashley, of course, Andy Serkis, and Anthony Daniels.
Yes.
Fantastic group of people.
Absolutely. It's great to see those autos like this right there. You get your autograph on your
Ming-Na Wen.
Go Skip.
Along with a photo op. She was nice.
Very nice.
I would definitely say she was nice. Seems like she'd be amazing. I put this in here because I thought that was just a bit of an understatement, but
a bit of an understatement.
Cool.
Definitely.
And Skip looks stunned anyways in this photo.
I have one of these standing by.
There you go.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
You got to get her to do the trifecta or whatever it is that she is to now.
I might, but I don't know. Do they make a figure of the cat? I've got shopping to do.
Okay, they're coming out with the Fennec Shand hot toy. So just saying.
Well, he's
and she looks just like her. So
you're thinking of something from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, is one of the cavalry of Agent May.
So if there was
that'd be cool. No, I haven't seen.
I don't know if they have one of that, but
a doll. But yeah,
because I've got the Fennec Funko. I've got the Fennec and Boba Funko. I have several different Mulan items, but yeah.
Very cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
So
all right, let's see what else we got going next. This we were
talking about this a little bit yesterday.
This started as a controversy, but I was like, "What crap? That's better."
Yeah, it's like it adds kind of.
As an R2 fan, right? As well as a Chopper fan, like R2 is my first droid love. This is amazing. Like it's two of my favorite characters in Star Wars and a photo op with me. Like it doesn't get any better than this.
This is another member of the group. I failed to note his name, but he posted some great photos, and this was one of them.
Yes, he did.
So I
felt
compelled to use it as our example.
And it is a very good photo. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yes. So making us feel better about some of this stuff, because we were talking about the possibilities of this photo op yesterday, and they sounded kind of clunky.
Yeah.
McClunky.
McClunky.
This turned out, I think, really well. And even the one with Hayden in it.
Yeah, they did the duo like this as well, as they did Hayden and Ewan on one side, and then R2, and then everyone else.
Although if you got Hayden by himself, you didn't have R2 there, which is kind of weird, because although he never remembered owning a droid, so it's fine. We haven't even gotten to the panels yet. It's still the day's sort of general activities here going on. So
and there was cool stuff. Oh look,
and there's also some photos floating around of an asshole with a bunch of cosplayers. I mean,
what? We ain't found.
They found something.
I love
that. They found something. They found the Flat Lord of the Sith right there.
And he's wearing this shirt.
Y'all are twinning. I love it.
Oh, yes. Anyways, fun times with cosplayers and, members of the family, Facebook group family and stuff. So that was basically a little recap of some of the stuff going on the floor.
Thank you guys for sharing.
Definitely.
Absolutely is. And like I said, we're making this show for you, with you, right? Is because we're not there. We're not getting these photos. We're
living vicariously for you guys.
These photos.
Yes, you are making our show.
Thank you very much. But panels today, I mean, there was one huge panel yesterday and it took our entire show. But we had two biggies today, and then a couple of smaller ones in addition to that. So
what was interesting about yesterday's panel, though, is that it kind of referenced a lot of what happened today with Ahsoka and the Acolyte panels. So it was like those two things got like sort of double time. I don't know how long they were, featured in the Lucasfilm panel itself, but it feels like they got a good like preview, and then now they get their full time to shine.
Full cast, full announcements.
This is one that I wish that I had seen, but I have not yet seen the live stream of this one, because there was like 7 hours of live content today, people. I've been sitting here watching nothing but so this is one a really kind of behind the scenes that I'm looking forward to. And all of this, again, this is archived. This is out there on starwars.com and their YouTube channel. So go check it out.
I know I will. Cool. I work the day.
It's really cool hearing that kind of side of the production. That's what I really enjoyed about having Dawn on a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
The creature shop work, and then is lucky enough to actually be able to put on a mask and portray a character. It's very cool.
Completely. And then this is what I was talking about today. I was talking about this earlier in one of our group chats, is the amazing participation and people at the live stage. This is a huge space. If you have not attended a Star Wars celebration, that is easily double, if not triple, the amount of space that they had for the live stage at Anaheim, I think.
And Chicago, yeah.
Cut off a lot of like the right and left side of what this one actually has, like way more on both sides.
Yeah, this looks like an arena. It's pretty cool.
And yes, Chicago was kind of
it was on the show floor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they've kind of expanded, which is nice, because like even Orlando in 2017, it felt weird because they had like, I think they might have had a TIE fighter way up close to the stage, or a screen or something that made it hard to see. So I remember seeing like Harrison there, and like barely being able to sort of glimpse him past some stuff. So yeah, they've kind of come a long way, and it's like a lot of people, this is where they go. They camp out, and I felt very odd. Unfortunately, he's left the chat, I believe, but I felt weird seeing these shots and not seeing Mike in every other one.
Because Mike lived at the live stage in Anaheim.
He did.
Why not? The talent and how close you are to them, and how much interaction there is there. It's amazing. That's one of the best things that they've really come up with at these shows.
Well, like one of the absolutely like little hidden gems of Anaheim,
like almost the best panel.
The live stage. If you went around behind and just skirted the area where the photo ops were and came back around, nobody was standing there like all day. There was space there anytime you wanted.
That was that like where the cameras were or whatever. Yeah, because you had it sort of that.
David is speaking from experience.
The way they had it set up, it sort of was like a bottleneck area.
You can see my mouse on there. If this were the Anaheim stage, if you photo ops were over here and you just kind of sneak in and it's like right here, I can stand, get there any time of the day.
Yeah.
But very great. And so, check out the live stage. And talk a little bit, Jeff, about who's on the live stage in this shot. Is because you chose.
Oh yeah, the producer from the Acolyte was in this photo, and she was, talking about how much she was, proud to be in Star Wars, and she was among other people like Dave Filoni was, getting kind of choked up a bit, which was, cool because they really have that heart for Star Wars, which is nice. And as an executive producer, she was like talking about how she could okay things like a Wookiee and a Jedi together. Of course, there's no question. Anyway, but then that goes to the next slide, which is the person who is above everybody again. We talked about her earlier. But there she is. She's back and on the live stage for everybody.
Yeah, on the live stage. And God, I thought a great response from the live stage.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Very receptive, which is the way it should be. If you didn't want to see her, you could walk away. Anyways, there was a lot of cool stuff on that live stage, though.
Anybody and everybody can and will and does show up there.
Yeah.
Like these people right here.
Friends of the show. Emily's there doing her thing.
And Giancarlo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
And then John and Dave.
Yeah, Dave was, like I said, or he was getting choked up talking about, him sort of having the baton passed to him, as it were, and being a fan. Like he's like, if he wasn't doing that, he would be out there with everybody else in the crowd at the live stage, just because that's what the kind of
absolutely, yeah. He is that fan. He's one of us. And, I know a lot of people say that it's like playing in the sandboxes, being little kids and messing with your toys. But, oh, my God, like this is what every fan dreams of. And it's their job. So
absolutely
cut the man some slack.
Yeah. And here.
We're starting into the panels. So the Acolyte panel and High Republic panel. They back it up a little bit. I think that's Christian Wagner's artwork. It's got his name written all over it with the reflection in the eyes. And during the High Republic panel, they commented on who those reflections could be. I'm not a big follower of the literature, but it was kind of cool to hear them hint at things.
I heard from the producer talking is a lot of things that have been referenced in the literature so far is coming into action in the Acolyte, because that's the time period that they. So
there's a whole series of things with the Acolyte and the High Republic series of books.
I gotta get reading
in all the different levels,
like
there's
badly.
So many different types of material that you can get. Regular.
Yes, Jacob
if you
gets
don't
it.
have all the material and you want to get caught up on it, check out the Jedi Archives.
Oh yes, they'll be talking in depth about the stuff that this might even be an entire episode or two coming up soon. Them just talking about these releases and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they delved into that, and now we have kind of get to see things on screen that are so far removed from what we're used to.
Yeah, because I don't even think we have that panel listed on here. The High Republic panel was today. And
it was part of it. It was Acolyte / High Republic.
Yeah.
So much in that panel that you got to know. But if you want, you can check out Star Wars Book Nerds and the Star Wars comic book Facebook pages. And those guys do an amazing job of keeping you all up to date on that sort of thing.
Right.
I think Lakota had a big long post today, and Bryce will be doing that as well and updating you on those things.
Yeah, so they did a little touch on the Acolyte, and the rest was all High Republic and things involved with the High Republic. So
cool. And then this was exciting.
Yeah, it was.
Some of the merch that they're putting out. Oh wait, that's that. I'm sorry.
We're on Tales of the Jedi right now. Oh, and I did want to mention is part of the High Republic. They were talking about the new Young Jedi, the cartoon, the animation.
Oh yeah.
Is that's High Republic, and I guess I should have figured that out. I haven't watched the shorts yet,
Right.
But yeah, that's Yoda as a Padawan teacher, as Yoda being their master and teaching all of those.
And Nubs, the little Ewok-y looking
Nubs.
He's cute.
Absolutely. So
there's a photo op in the kids area of a Nubs. So
and huge cool photo op too if you want to. There is a absolutely life size. Actually, I think it's a little bit taller than Ashley. Ahsoka in the outside the Funko Pop booth.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Larger than life Ahsoka Funko.
It was cool to hear Dave talk about this, where he had talked about how he liked the idea of, the animation and where it gone, and what he wanted to do some little stories, and he started writing these little stories that ended up being Tales of the Jedi, and that there would be more Tales of the Jedi.
I love season 1, so it's a matter of, and there were some things where it's like, okay, it's just stuff we already know. If we
some of it was a little contradictory, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of too bad.
But however, the Dooku one was just crazy good. So.
Well, and now we get to like spend the time speculating on who are the tales going to be about.
That's exciting.
New tales going to be.
I was really hoping that he was going to go in the direction that we had kind of talked about in some of the chats and different watch-alongs, that possibly they would go Tales of the Sith or Tales of the Bounty Hunters or something like that.
Where they would
focus on another faction. I think that would be a really cool way to continue it as well. Not that there's not a billion Jedi stories that they could tell.
Jerry and Jake are talking about maybe, hopefully, Plo Koon is fine. So more about that. We know of Dave's love for Plo.
It's deep.
Very, very animated when they were animated. He was very, passionate about the Plo Koon talk that they had during one of those panels today. So,
and this.
I need it.
Amazing merch.
I need it.
Needs.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, as it were. But yeah, that's such a cool paint job. That deco is so cool.
I'm just here to say, Hasbro right now is, I love the Black Series helmets. I love that you're coming out with so many of them. I want Black Series armor. I want the rest of it.
I want a Black Series Sabine, please.
Yeah, there you go.
Although Denuo Nova is really good, and I put it on every chance I get whenever I run into them in a con.
Those Denuo Nova ones are amazing.
Yeah.
Check that out if you're at Celebration. Go by the Denuo Nova.
Yes. And I didn't see anybody. Nobody sent us some selfies with Mark today.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. We need some.
All right. And what else do we get from Hasbro today? Like
dun, 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 dun. But we're going to show an action figure. It's got to be Harrison.
Naturally.
Classic action pose, of course.
I want Hasbro to get the rights to like badass old man Harrison from 1923. I need to see some of those too, with like him sitting on top of the classic like Lone Ranger horse, and we need those. Anybody listening? That's which actually might, if you've seen the trailer for the new Indy.
There you
go. There is old man Harrison on a horse.
And here we go.
One of the panels.
One of the big old panels of the day. This is some of the usual suspects partying it up before the Ahsoka panel. This was the Ahsoka panel, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah. That was right before. Yep, the Ahsoka panel.
It's before one of the panels, and the Ahsoka panel was an amazing panel for sure.
Honestly, and the biggest news of the day, we finally know who is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn, and it's exactly who I had hoped it would be. Oh, these fantastic ladies. I love them. Sorry, we'll go back to them. Lars Mikkelsen, the voice of Grand Admiral Thrawn, is also his live action counterpart.
Looks like you got a standing ovation.
Could not be happier. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're gonna have
Hunter.
If you're gonna have a guy who's got the voice down to a science, and he's joining Katie in the voice actors become live actors club. So that's really cool.
Saw there was a comparison shot of him, like a headshot of him, and then the what we saw of Thrawn from the trailer from behind. And they're like, those ears, how can you not?
I knew it.
Everybody was like giving like,
one of my friends was like, that's Matt Smith, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not Matt Smith. I know it's not. And
no, Matt Smith would have been like taller hair.
Yeah, and he's also like, great. Yeah, he's kind of busy with that whole Game of Thrones thing. So
it's interesting which characters they do bring through. Who can take over that live action role, embody it, physically versus just being the voice is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and there's your standing ovation and everybody.
The noise I made. Oh my God. I'm at my job brewing coffee and I just get the text from Spencer and I just start making high pitched screaming noises. Thank God we weren't open yet, but yeah, it just exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Dave, for listening to me.
But he seemed like he's
and then how happy he was.
A little happy to be there.
Yes. Oh my God, those cheekbones. I cannot wait.
Sure, the reception that he got was a little more overwhelming than he thought maybe was.
Well, then the most daring fan out there, the first one
Rice
to get
Moody.
this autograph. It's like, no, I have one.
Yeah, that's
it's a big gamble, but it paid off.
Yeah,
it paid off, Cotton.
It really was. Cool. That looks like a really nice one there. All right, let's go back a little bit and we'll back up to
those lovely ladies there looking
out. This is from the live stage. This is their appearance after the panel.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I didn't realize that. I just thought they looked amazing, so I figured I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, right. But this was live streamed. This is available. This is out there. You can check this out. They did a really great interview. I caught, I think, part of it where the host asked each of them what was one word that you would use to describe the Ahsoka show. Mary Elizabeth, I think, said magnificent. Rosario went with intense, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember Sabine's real name.
Natasha
was badass.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
I am excited. They also did one word to describe Chopper, and that was pretty funny too.
I didn't see that part.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. It's I'll have to find it, but yeah, it was really good. It was on Instagram.
Perfect. That was
Speaking of Chopper, I just love how every time you see Rosario anywhere near Chopper, she just seems like she's a little kid. Like, go to the next shot.
I cannot blame her at all.
That shot, like, she's just like so happy to be hanging out and interacting with Chopper. It's so funny.
The dance, it's just so cool.
But I don't think we got the shots that I think I saw earlier in our slideshow. We were speaking of taking voice acting to live action. Did I see shots of Steve anywhere in this panel, or am I making that up?
No, that was not Steve.
Okay. No. I must have seen someone else that I thought was like, oh.
He could have been in the Mandalorian panel if they felt like including him, but
yeah.
Oh, and here more.
Matt Ferguson's art is amazing. I'm a huge fan of his. He did this brilliant 40th anniversary poster.
And I love how it's both modern and retro at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's very reminiscent of the original posters, but not.
Yeah, exactly.
Sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that whole photorealistic style and that kind of lighting and stuff is just, and of course the throwback to the original title. Can't.
And then back there,
they have to return. Jedi can't revenge. No revenging. You become a Sith Lord if you revenge.
Oh my goodness. Hunter, you were suspended, wasn't alive when this aired. Oh.
That hurts, Hunter. That hurts.
Oh, it was quite some
What
time.
do you mean that hurts?
I was a month old. Okay, I was a month old.
That was the first of the Star Wars original trilogy that I went with a friend without like an adult or older sibling. Or
I found that describe Chopper in one word video. It's on Star Wars. Chopper in one word. Cantankerous is Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Nice.
Natasha's and Sneaky. Ooh, what's he doing? And Rosario so spicy.
Nice.
So
he is all of those, yes.
All of it.
Very good. I really enjoyed this panel. I thought I enjoyed the first part of this panel where they were just talking about it as the experts, right? They didn't have anyone that was actually involved in.
Right, like Doug was out there and some other people that weren't involved in the movie.
Right. And I think that's also, it would have been good to have somebody on the movie, but it's also cool to get like a modern day perspective on something that was probably very groundbreaking at the time. Like they just kept evolving with the special effects and the creatures and the costumes. And
well, I loved seeing like the speeder bike chase with action figures.
Yeah.
They showed that. And Ming Na hosting this panel was amazing.
I mean, she was the other one that I know.
You could feel the fandom right there in that. Yes. Hunter says he's just, sorry to make you feel old. He's excited to see it on the big screen. We're all excited.
It's always cool when they release those back into the theater.
Yeah, I got to see The Empire Strike Back on the re-release, and I will be going to see this too. So I'm excited.
Yes. And then we were talking about they started with experts and people talking about it, and then they brought out the OGs. Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Billy D, Ian McDiarmid, Warwick Davis, Anthony Daniels, the people who were there, the people who made it.
It was.
It was Warwick's first movie.
And we had
a
prank. I thought it was a prank.
It's a bad angle. That's what we got. Anyways,
yeah, we had a little message from Mr. Hamill.
I think also Harrison did something similar, did he not?
I think I have seen a message from him, yes, that was taped.
Right. I don't know if it had to have been for this and probably for the indie stuff as well, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But then right there in theaters, April 8th, man, check your local listings.
Yeah, that full
that's gonna be super cool.
That full image is amazing.
So good. Yeah.
And then if you
Matt
were
is
there,
a killer artist, and he's based in the UK, so he was at Celebration signing copies of this print for people who got it.
And I bet it made him hugely busy because everybody who was in this panel, got
themselves a nice momentum.
Absolutely, and he's UK based, so it's
that would be very cool for
backyard.
anybody who may have had scheduled photo ops, or not photo ops, but autographs with any of those people that were on stage there.
Oh yeah.
After this panel, they could have used this as their piece as opposed to, a photo or whatever they had planned on using.
Oh yeah, this would be great to have Billy D, Ian sign that.
All of them could have signed it that were up on the stage. Even well, not Doug, but sure. I'd have Doug and Ming not sign it as well.
Yeah. Just because they're freaking amazing. So yeah.
Okay, now it's time for the post of the day. Okay, so friends, this is our new thing. So you out there can be competing to be our post of the day tomorrow.
Yeah,
here it is.
And we'll probably go back and find a post of the con.
Ooh, post of the con.
Yes.
You never know.
All right, so post of the day. I think we start with mine, right?
Yes,
I think it's the first one. So this is my post of the day. This is Miles Sanders, and I saw this on, I don't know, mid-morning this morning. And so he's sitting there going, I did a thing, guys. Despite no character names for Ewan, Ewan still added his character name when he signed his pop. And he likes to think it's because of his classy shirt. We always tell you, when you're doing a photo op and you're going to meet the person, stand out in some way. No
Have
prop
them remember you
for this one
in a positive way.
If you can't see his shirt there, it is this classic still image of Ewan McGregor on, I think, the Graham Norton show.
Yes, definitely.
He's telling this story, and he's like telling this story about how he's just doing whatever he's doing.
He's driving, and the kid ran the stop sign.
Somebody kind of rolls up and looks at him, and he's like,
he's yelling at the kid to slow down, and he's like, the kid's face, and you just see the recognition come over, and he goes, "That's effing Obi-Wan Kenobi."
And he's looking at the pop with the autograph on it. That's so amazing.
That is just the best. Good choice.
Ewan was being great, and we talked about the photo op, and we showed the photo op earlier, but making the best of the situation where they've got to keep Ewan safe. Ewan's doing everything that he possibly can for his fans still, and that's just the kind of thing that we like.
He's a gem, you guys. I promise.
Absolutely, it is. I know it's expensive. I understand. I have personally put down the money myself, and worth every dime.
I did it twice, you guys.
Yeah. If he shows up at a con that I'm at again, I'll do it again.
Yes.
No questions.
That's cool.
So just want to give him a little love. All right. So let's talk about this one.
Love this.
This is your post of the day.
This is my post of the day. This is probably one of the best Ahsokas that I have seen. And the fact that I think this is the first time I've seen a complete Mandalorian / Ahsoka / Book of Boba Fett Ahsoka. And it just looked so good. So good. And to have her pose with the mural art and the art of herself. And at the Ahsoka panel, it was just
title card.
Stunning. So fantastic job.
I think she might have been the Ahsoka they pointed out in the crowd when Rosario was on the live stage.
Maybe.
Naomi did an excellent job all around. That's for sure.
Way to go, Naomi. We salute you.
Very cool. This one.
Oh man, I saw this and I was like, yes, there's no question that when Grief Karga or especially Apollo Creed walks up and maybe steps in front of you in line, that you're going to complain. You're going to say, yes, sir, right after you, sir.
I will buy him the damn hot dog.
Yes, okay? Absolutely. 100%. It's like,
nope, get him two and a beer. But
a large.
I would not have complained. That would have been very kind of surreal to be there and have that happen in front of you.
That's so wild.
That's one of the things about Celebration that it's so amazing is that you never know when anything like this is going to happen. And it can happen just at any moment. You have to sort of be able to be ready to accept it. I've missed things because of that, but I've also caught some really, really cool stuff. So.
Oh, I agree. I had it. I finally got to the Mandalorian exhibition, the Mandalorian experience at Celebration Anaheim on early on Sunday morning, and a friend of mine brought Dave Filoni by my booth to say hi.
Yes, I remember you talking about that.
And the timing
is so like, I'm having fun one place, but I would have had.
I know, and I didn't know until I got back later, and his wife is a dear friend of mine. I've known her for several years now, 5 years now, and I've never met him. And I went to my sideshow booth where I also work for them sometimes, and they told me that one of the bosses said that they didn't believe that my friend was Dave Filoni's wife until she brought him back to their booth on Sunday morning, and I was like, wow. Oh my god. So I missed that, but I got to experience the Mandalorian exhibit, and
some of us missed it.
It's worth it. So
I saw some amazing photos, but I did not make it inside. I was very disappointed. But again, you can't do everything at Celebration.
Yeah, it's so much. It's like Disneyland.
You do a lot of things, and everything you do is going to be awesome.
And especially I've heard so many people, and I know so many people, it was all they could get was one day. But so many people just saying, well, why would you need more than one day?
I would never try to go to Celebration for a single day unless I had like a laser focus and I was only going to do one thing and I knew it. So like if I was just going to get a bunch of autographs, then that could be a single day thing. But then you're going to miss every other amazing thing at the show. So
thanks for joining in tonight, Lamont.
Thanks, Lamont. Good to see you.
See ya. Go make dinner. And watch later.
But yeah, I mean, it is there's so many smaller cons that I've popped in for one day and I regret it instantly. I can get the things done.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, but most of them.
So Sherry's mentioning and tagging onto this. It's like, okay, post of the day. Here's your quote of the day. All right, from the fan stage, Christina, she asked Billy D why he thought Lando was still so popular and so relevant.
Right. I saw this.
He answered him because he was played by Billy D. Billy D was a little bit quiet and a little bit reluctant at the 40th panel, but he came alive on the live stage.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so much more fun. Like it's less formal and just it's a little more relaxed.
Different interaction too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and Carl too. Carl was like sitting there doing the
he was leaning over his chair, talking to people right behind him.
He was doing
That's awesome. Oh my God.
I mean,
had to do the big handshake with
Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so rad. I have to watch that later.
It was, you do.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're right, Sherry. At the panel, Billy did not seem very well. If I had not seen him on the live stage after, I think I'd have been concerned. But he was there.
It was just
here's another one of those posts for the day. Is you're
tracking down Leia
cosplay.
How cute is this, you guys?
Of all places in the restroom, it's the only place you can catch up with her.
I love the little pose. She's just so adorable.
She's into it. That's one of the things is when you get in costume, especially when you see kids that are into it, there's a mini Boba Fett or two that are just so like hardcore.
Yeah.
Helmet on. It's like amazing to see, but she's like playing the sassy little mini version of Princess Leia, which is amazing. And then that great Inquisitor.
Oh my God, that Reva, she is stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, amazing.
Phenomenal job to the both of you guys.
Yeah,
I took a second look when I saw that sleepily this morning when it came on the post. Is that Moses?
I was like, is Moses in that bathroom? Like, what is going on?
But that's one of the fun things about taking your cosplay to a con in general, but especially Celebration, especially if you're a Star Wars cosplayer, because you're going to find that match. Yeah. I remember Celebration Anaheim in 2015, the first Anaheim.
Yeah.
That's when I debuted my original version of the Dark Trooper, which is based on the Dark Trooper from the Dark Forces video game and then later on Battlefront. Right. Long before it was used in Mandalorian, just saying. Anyways, so when we took that out, the thing I was hoping for was that we would come across the antagonist or the protagonist from the game. Was it Dash Rendar? What was the other one? Anyways, one of those, I forget the character's name. He looks sort of like Dash Rendar. I think it's the other version. But anyways, we found our protagonist from the game to get photos with, which was cool a few times. So
that's cool.
And you can connect with somebody else who's doing that kind of
it's everything. Yeah.
It's not again, these are very mainstream, but it still is an awesome kind of combination to encounter.
And I love the little girls, especially since it's Vivian's first celebration where she's signing. These little girls that are getting into cosplay and feeling like they're part of it too. That's huge. Absolutely huge.
It's amazing.
That is. All right. Oh, and here we go.
Yeah. So this was not necessarily, an image or whatever, but this is like
a very good point.
Yeah, you don't need to just be a negative Nelly, which is exactly what they kind of say here in this post. It's some people haven't even made it there yet, and you don't need to put any kind of negativity into the back of their head. Let them experience the show without being influenced one way or another. If you have a good pointer, a legitimate, helpful hint, sure. But if you're going to be like, I hated this, or I hated that, or they did this wrong, or whatever,
this was terrible. This was
go to customer service.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is we are not, and I don't know that everybody knows this, but enough people do. We are not Celebration. This page is not the place to get those specific grievances with the company running the place. Go to Read Pop, go to Celebration's official page, go to the customer service email address or number, but let people experience it for themselves, whether it's positive or negative, is because
all experiences are different.
They are. And if you go in, heaven forbid that because you had a bad experience, you putting that out there in the universe and you just stressing somebody out 2 days before they can go because you could only get
especially someone who has anxiety and other like mental health
easily
issues
triggered by
that's not helpful.
Unknown situations, whatever, that kind of stuff. It's a lot of people, this is their first con, their first celebration for sure.
I've seen a lot of first cons for this, and I'm telling you, if you're going to start, this is the way to go,
It is a little bit sort of over the top, though, to start, because it can be a bit of a letdown when you go to future cons.
Right.
Or it could make it so much easier.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is that
some of the mid-sized cons that I've had, I've only had a few hours to be at. I think if that con was the first one that I had been to, if I hadn't been to a celebration, that would be overwhelming to do everything that I did. But I went to a con a couple weeks ago. I had just a few hours, I think, from 10 a.m. or so till like 2 p.m. And I think I got maybe 7 or 8 autographs, saw a panel, did a thing.
So you learn to kind of use your time a little more wisely.
Browse the floor.
Right. I'm seriously considering going to ICCC.
You should
driving down.
You and Mark both, because I am seriously considering that one as well.
Oh, sweet. We can room.
Right, exactly. We'll just go. We'll all bunkie in together, because we'll all be doing the same thing, which is taking our Rebels merch from one to the other
and then a group photo op with all of us.
Yep.
No, and so again, just
enjoy
be
the
careful.
con. That's all.
Be careful and be mindful of being negative around others, especially those who haven't seen it yet and been able to experience it yet. And it's a lot of their first times. Just be considerate. That's all we ask.
Absolutely.
And your experience could very much be extremely different from anybody else. So
bingo.
An anomaly or something.
Yeah, and that's pretty much kind of the wrap of what happened at the daytime events and what was on today. So, I mean, still, even after the con, there's always other stuff going on.
There's parties,
after hours, and fun stuff every freaking night nowadays. Some days there's multiple things that you can maybe do. Multiple things, but a lot of them are big events that you do one or the other, and
like going on a boat, for example, like Spencer and a lot of the bash.
So this a bunch of group family members here, with having some food on the party boat in the middle of the Thames.
Yeah,
I think they say Thames.
Goodness.
Don't they say
Thames? Thames.
It's spelled like Thames, but I think they say Thames.
Yeah,
Thames, whatever. I'm not British. I can speak any American way I wanna.
Get out.
Not for that ability. Anyways, but yeah. Anyways, they're on a freaking boat on the freaking river in the middle of London, enjoying themselves, having fun.
Food, Star Wars.
There.
And tonight, tomorrow night, or tonight in London, I guess it's already tonight, is Cantina 2.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
Sunday
a big
show.
With Ash and
and there's an amazing lineup of autograph talent there as well. a lot of Jedi and original trilogy people, which is very cool. And
So make sure if tickets are still available. I'm not sure if they are. If you can go. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely will. And again, if you see any of our people, if you see anything that's super cool, get out there, get in the hunt for the the post of the day. And
keep an eye out for virtual Cantina folks and get photos together and post them up on the page.
Definitely.
Anybody rocking virtual Cantina garb.
And make sure you go by booth N600 all weekend. Say hi to Mark Von Olin and try on some cool stuff. Like he's got amazing Mando merchandise available at that booth this weekend.
Tell him how much you love him on Rebels Revisited on Mondays. Speaking of which, we will not be doing an episode of Rebels Revisited this week.
Yes.
If you haven't already, we will be doing a final wrap-up episode of the Celebration Nightly News.
And there will not be a unifying force in the morning on Sunday morning.
On Sunday as well.
Because we're busy. We're doing this.
We're doing this for you guys.
One of our I'm doing
the main
this. One of our members is at the con there, so getting you the content.
This is our vacation week, but we're working overtime to cover for the vacation week. That's what we're doing.
Kind of.
Just so you know, guys.
Yes.
But I also wanted to say that today is 1 year since we announced Rebels Revisited.
Oh, wow.
And it may not have been like we had our first show in June 6th, but I was going through my memories and Mark had tagged me in the announcement post. And cool. I can't believe it has flown by and it's been awesome. And it's just getting better. And I'm so grateful that I have you guys and the rest of the virtual Cantina family, all of you keeping us going for the past year, and we're so excited to bring you more.
And thank you, John and Dave, and everybody working on the new Ahsoka show that's giving you content.
Content.
I love seeing Dave just sort of talking about all this stuff that he's brought over from his other shows, and it's you can see how much pride he has in that particular content. So
absolutely,
we need more content from our members, though.
Yes, so make sure you submit some photos,
admins, mods, and otherwise. So yeah, post that stuff up. We'll share some more of your great things on the page if you encounter somebody cool. And again,
cosplays,
definitely, cool cosplays, especially
photo
something
ops, autographs,
out of the ordinary, or a cool combination like
mashups.
So
mashups are always fun.
Mashups definitely. I think there's a mashup meetup photo op coming up if it hasn't already happened. Those are always cool. I'm a big fan of mashups. So,
Yes, you are.
Very cool. Alrighty, everyone. I
tomorrow
think that
I heard it that time. I don't know if it was any better. Anyways, that was James Earl Jones, if you didn't know. And he was the voice of CNN. So he is the voice of CNN.
Again.
Yes.
Well, again, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will catch you guys tomorrow with more news on the Celebration Nightly News Network.
All right.
Bye, guys.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.